Hey everybody, I'm Jackie, the Marketing Account Manager at Dirigo Design and Development, and for today's DirigoEdge tutorial, I'll be introducing you to NavBuilder. NavBuilder makes it easy to add new items to the navigation of your website, nest them correctly according to your desired URL structure, and link everything to the correct pages. NavBuilder is a plugin for DirigoEdge and is not bundled with the open source version of the software. NavBuilder is generally only used on projects that have large drop-down menus or websites that have seasonal menus, like for ski mountains, where there are winter and summer menus. If your website has NavBuilder installed, you'll see this menu item in the backend. You'll use NavBuilder to add existing content items into the main navigation and at times the footer of your site. Let's get started. If you haven't created the content page that you want to add to your navigation yet, check out our tutorial on content pages, create your page, and then come back to this video. One thing to take note of right off the bat is the structure of the navigation items. These represent the parent-child relationship of your pages. For example, the first item in this particular navigation is who we are, and you can see that it's a parent item because all the pages that follow are left indented. Let's take a look at how this NavBuilder navigation structure translates into the front end of the site. You can see here that clicking who we are takes you to that page, and hovering over it displays the child pages we just saw on the back end. Going back into NavBuilder, you can see that the second parent item is what we do. This parent has 3 child pages, and each of those child pages has another level of navigation called a grandchild. Now, let's add a parent navigation item together. Start by clicking the Add Item button. This will create a new parent-level navigation item at the bottom of your list. Once it appears, you can click and drag it amongst your other pages until it's positioned correctly. You can also nest it as a child, grandchild, or other lower-level page by clicking and dragging the item to the right spot, then left indenting it. Here's a best practice tip. Oftentimes, NavBuilder will allow you to add many levels of pages. However, the front-end design of your site may only call for the display of, say, 2 or 3 levels of pages. Hence, if you add 5 levels of navigation in NavBuilder, but your design only calls for 2, the extra 3 levels won't appear on the front end. Or if they do, they'll break the design of the site. If you're not sure how many levels of pages your design allows, or if you need a little bit more flexibility, contact a Dirigo team member. We built NavBuilder to give clients the ability to add, subtract, and change navigation within the limits of their custom design or theme. Most clients tend to easily stay within the confines of their design, which is controlled by a cascading style sheet and/or JavaScript. If you need to make changes to the design to accommodate a larger or more sophisticated menu system, then it will take the skills of a web developer. Okay, you've moved your new navigation item into the correct spot. Now, let's assign a page to it and change its label. Click the navigation items to expose its settings. Add the appropriate label for your item. This is the name of your navigation item. Then, link to a page. There are 2 options to do this. You can either select Page and use the drop-down to find the page you're linking to, or add in the URL of the page by selecting href. I always choose Page when linking to a page on my site. That way, if the URL of the page changes, I don't have to go back and update my navigation item. I use the href option if I'm linking a navigation item to a page that is outside of my site. This doesn't happen often, but in the rare chance that it does, I'll also open the external link in a new window by clicking Target Blank. To remove a navigation item, click Remove. Keep in mind that when you remove a navigation item, all of its lower-level items will be deleted too. Now that I have a parent-level item, let's pretend that I wanted to add a child item. We touched on this earlier, but if you have an existing navigation item that needs to be a different level within your navigation structure, all you have to do is select it and left indent it by dragging the item to the right. To create a new child item, click the Add symbol within its parent. Then, you can click it to access the settings and update it, just like we did with our parent-level page. Don't forget to click the blue Save Navigation button when you're finished making your changes. Once you save and you take a look at your changes via the front end of the site, you may need to refresh your browser to see the updates. Here's another best practice tip. Create a spreadsheet for your page structure before you start adding into NavBuilder. Then you can reference that document and have a clear understanding of where each item goes and what page it should link to. This will help save time and stress. You can also note that once you make changes in NavBuilder and click Save, those changes take effect immediately, and previous versions of your navigation can't be restored. That's why it's a good idea to track versions of your NavBuilder updates in a spreadsheet, so you can easily refer back to them if need be. Now, let's talk about seasonal menus. If your website uses seasonal menus, you might have two menus. Let's look at okemo.com. The navigation contains a link for summer and winter, so that no matter what the season, users can find what they want. Here's a peek at the back end of the Okemo website. Notice that NavBuilder contains 4 menus. 2 of these are used on the homepage for top navigation. Which navigation shows is dependent on the season, and we've provided this client with an easy way to switch between seasons in the site settings area. At the end of the ski season, someone at Okemo moves the default from winter to summer, which switches the menu and in some cases the design, theme, and graphics. This setting was added because Okemo scoped their website project to include seasonal menus. A few of our clients have date logic built into their websites, so that menus can just change on a certain date. You'll notice that Okemo also has graphical calls to action on their menu. If your website has been extended to use promotions in the menus, then the parent level will have a Promo Select box. Promos are just modules that use a schema. This is a more advanced topic that we'll cover later in our series. If you want these types of features on your website, you'll need to include them in your project scope so that the web developer can bake this type of functionality into your website. If you have questions about NavBuilder, a Dirigo team member is only a call or an email away. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time for another DirigoEdge tutorial.